So, you have an 800 plus credit score, a perfect payment history, and a solid income. You apply for a Capital One card, feeling confident, and then you get denied. What gives? It's frustrating, it makes absolutely no sense, and that generic denial letter they send is no help at all. But what if I told you it's probably not about your credit score? Stick around because I'm about to break down the real reason you got rejected and show you how to flip that denial into an approval. First off, you need to know that Capital One can be particular. Even with a flawless credit report, they have their own set of unwritten rules that can get your application tossed in the no pile. They're especially cautious about anyone who looks like they're hunting for a lot of new credit all at once. Here are the top 3 reasons you probably got turned down. First, you've applied for too much too recently. Even if your score is sky high, having a bunch of recent credit inquiries or new accounts is a huge red flag for Capital One. And remember, they usually pull your credit report from all 3 bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. So trust me, they see everything. Second, you might have too much credit with them already. Capital One has an internal limit on how much credit they're comfortable giving to any single person. If you already have a card or 2 with them and your credit limits are high, they might just decide they've extended you enough, no matter how great your income is. Third, you might have been bucketed. Now, this is a term that credit card enthusiasts use to describe a situation where a lender categorizes you based on your history with them. If you started your journey with Capital One using a starter card or a secured card, they might have put you in a less profitable category. This can make it tougher to get approved for their top-tier travel and rewards cards later on, even after your credit profile has improved dramatically. Alright, let's talk about the metric that really moves the needle: your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI. Think of it this way. Your credit score tells them you've been responsible in the past, but your DTI tells them if you can actually afford more debt right now. Here's the simple math. Just add up all your monthly debt payments. We're talking mortgage or rent, car loans, student loans, and the minimum payments on all your credit cards. Now, take that number and divide it by your gross monthly income. That's your income before taxes. Lenders generally like to see that number stay below 36%. If your DTI is creeping up, it's a sign that you might be stretched thin, which makes you look like a bigger risk. So, what's the game plan? First, take a break from applying for any new credit. A good rule of thumb is to wait about 6 months to let those recent inquiries on your report fade into the background. Second, figure out your DTI. If it's on the high side, focus on paying down some of your existing debt before you try applying again. And third, this one is key. Always use Capital One's pre-approval tool before you submit a real application. It's a soft check, which means it won't hurt your credit score, and it'll give you a pretty reliable idea of whether you'll be approved or not. Getting denied when you have great credit is a huge bummer, but it's not a total mystery once you know what they're actually looking for. Now you have a clear path to get that approval. Have you ever been denied by Capital One? I want to hear about it. Drop your experience in the comments below.